Hi guys, I'm Desiree and welcome to my Inspired Human channel and my Inspired Human Design series. In this video, I'm going to continue upon my Reflector video, which seems to be my most popular video on YouTube, so it only makes sense to make a part 2. And again, thank you so much for everybody that did watch the video, that liked the video, that did comment and gave me a big fat thumbs up, and of course everybody that has already joined Inspiring Reflectors. Thank you so much to all of you guys. So without further ado, let's get into some of these comments and questions. So some of the comments that I read were that a lot of you also felt in touch with, other world, and you're just like naturally spiritual beings. So it seems that to be like reflectors, and I know we're like naturally discerners, but it's kind of like a majority of reflectors already have and have had since, birth, this intuitive connection to, the cosmos or the other world, so to speak, in spirituality, which is awesome. I know I've always been connected to spirituality and, heavily being involved in religion at one point and then breaking away from that and then deconditioning, living out my strategy and so forth. And many of you also agree that, you tried to work the 9-to-5 thing and it just didn't work. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work for a reflector. If you're a reflector and you're working 9-to-5 and you're working like a regular job, it's probably killing you. I would say try to think about ways to get out. Some of you, and a lot of new people to human design, when they find out they're a reflector, they're kind of coming and stumbling upon it. They're already feeling lost, already kind of feeling like this little bit of confusion. And that's because as a reflector, we're wide open and prone to conditioning in many other areas. But the thing about being a reflector, which is so great, and having these wide open areas, which in human design people are like, oh my God, you have a white open area, you're going to be conditioned. Well, with reflectors, we kind of have a little bit of an advantage to decondition, so to speak, and a more, I guess you could say, maybe not so much of a chaotic way. But it does really depend upon, your own design. But as being a reflector, you kind of already have this awareness and this discernment of understanding and easily recognizing the conditioning part of yourself and the non-conditioning part of yourself if you're willing to put into that work to understand it and to live out your strategy. All right, so question 1. Being a 5-1 and a reflector, how do you navigate the projection field? I'm a 5-1 manifesting generator, and I realize now how profoundly the projection field affects my experience. Is this something you can make a video about? Now, I did make a video about kind of navigating the projection field, and I really just went over, it's kind of a little bit lengthy video. Sorry, I can't speak. Mercury's retrograde at the time of this, okay? But the whole thing about the projection field and being a manifesting generator. Again, you're gonna, as a manifesting generator, it's very important for you to live out your strategy. And your strategy is to wait. And wait until you're presented with something before you actually proceed into it. So when we're talking about kind of like the projection field, and the way that I like to look at the projection field is just like your observation of what you're kind of seeing. If you're trying to manifest something, you're going to have resistance. It's not going to be completely fulfilling. So as a manifesting generator, you are going to want to, wait before actually initiating, before you're presented with something. And then once you do that, then you'll notice that, some of these other manifesting qualities that, about initiating and, informing people and so forth will actually marry nicely. But as a manifesting generator, follow the strategy of a generator. And once you're able to live out your strategy, then you won't have so much of this concern regarding the projection field and other people in it. So when we're deconditioning and we're trying to awaken, other people kind of just get in the way. So the next question is, do you wear crystals? And do crystals impact the aura? Now, off the bat, I'm going to immediately say yes. And the reason why I'm going to say yes is because I think that crystals are definitely a great way to use as an introductory method to certain spiritual teachings. Now, how much they impact a person's aura depends. I don't think crystals and gemstones should be used as like magic stones, so to speak. It's all about your intent, how you use them, and so forth. That's going to actually give you the results that you might be looking for. So if you're looking to say, or to get into gemstones or crystals, if you start to research them, you'll know that certain gemstones and certain crystals have very specific properties, and they mean certain things. They can, like rose quartz, for example, increases your self-love, and usually it's the gemstones and the crystals and their colors that kind of align with our chakra system. But the thing with like the chakra system is that most chakra systems uses the 7. This is human design, so there's 9. There's 9 chakras in your body, and how crystals and gemstones are actually incorporated within human design, I haven't found any kind of information regarding that yet. But if you're on a spiritual path and you want to use crystals and gemstones to increase your aura, I would say absolutely, because because as a reflector, it's so important for you to experience. Even if some of these experiences don't really go your way, you're still going to get a lot of information from it. So I would say, experiment with some of these gemstones and some of these crystals. Which ones are you drawn to? And, go from there. And then let me know how it goes. So the next question: how do I masterfully move through life, achieving desired goals and dreams in ways that support my design and honor my journey? Well, the first thing is kudos for understanding that life is a marathon and it's not a sprint. So a lot of people, when they first come to human design and they look at human design, and they're really just interested in the personality aspect of it. What you're failing to understand is that this is not just okay, so your planet's in this gate, this is what it actually means. No. You got to look at the whole design, look at your whole chart, and what's it saying, and then also understanding the different components that, within time, certain design elements you can become more aware of. These are the ones that are in red. And versus like your personality designs, which are everything that's written in black in your design, these are things that you can have conscious control over. Now, the thing about human design is that it's human design. It's your design and your personality of how you're actually living in this matrix and this world. So there is still this other component to this dualistic world that we live in. But when we're talking about human design, this is talking about your personality. And Ra isn't afraid to say that, everything that you're looking about in your body graph, essentially, a majority of it is like your false persona, your mask, so to speak, that you're putting onto the outside world, like such as your profile. Your profile is like your mask of what, you're projecting to the outside world. But back to your question about achieving desired goals. Well, I think that I would first say, are you achieving your goals, and why are you not achieving your goals, right? If you set out a goal and you're achieving your goal, you're doing everything right, obviously, right? But if you're setting goals and your intentions and you're not really meeting those goals, that means that you're acting in a way that's probably not in alignment with your own strategy and your own authority. It just means that there may be some kind of issues of deconditioning that needs to take place. Maybe you just need to shift your perspective a little bit. Maybe you might need to just, shift a behavior, right? It all depends on the actual goal that you're trying to get and the resistance or the things that are coming up when you're trying to pursue this goal. And you want to do that in a way that supports your design. Well, the way to support your design is to live out, your strategy. If you're a reflector, wait 28 days. Wait 28 days before actually setting a goal. Wait 28 days before, achieving that goal. As a reflector, we're inconsistent. So you can say, I'm going to set this goal and I'm going to work out 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, whatever it is. But good luck keeping up with that. You're just not going to continue to do it. You will, as a reflector, be interested in one thing and start a goal, and most likely maybe you won't complete it. You'll shift on to something else, and then you'll jump back into that goal. So when we're talking about goals and setting goals as a reflector, the process isn't always going to be linear. So once you understand that process is not going to be linear, and it might take you a little bit longer actually to achieve a goal, then you can kind of accept that. And again, I know this is difficult because we live in a fast-paced world. We want results now, but again, that's how you honor your journey, is through your design and through your strategy. So as a reflector, wait 28 days, and also understand that your changing nature, your desires, your goals, your intention on those goals is going to change, throughout this whole month. That's the way that, the reflector life is. And if you are a reflector and you're watching this and you are struggling with goals, because reflectors can absolutely struggle with consistency. And in order to reach a goal, you need to have some level of consistency, and reflectors just don't have that. So, again, understanding how you can incorporate that information in your goal setting will help you tremendously. And if you're listening to this and you're having issues with goals and you want to share any kind of advice, or you have any questions regarding goal settings and what's more appropriate for reflectors, comment down below. Obviously, I do read them, and then I'll get back to you. Next question. How do we find pure bliss in our life? Well, this is kind of a loaded question. I wish I had a really straightforward answer to just give to the whole world of how to find bliss in your life. But according to human design, the only way you're going to find bliss is to live out your strategy for approximately 7 years. And then after that 7 years, reflect back upon living your life through your strategy. And again, if you're a reflector, it's waiting 28 days. Do this for 7 years, then kind of see what happens. It's that simple, but it's tremendously difficult. And honestly, the truth is, I don't know. I don't know how to find pure bliss in your life. I would say focus on non-attachment. So not being attached to any kind of outcome. I would say try practicing forgiveness, practice open-mindedness, practice surrendering to the fact that you always change. Surrender to the fact that you are a different person every day. Surrender to the fact that you are subject to the moon and you cannot control that no matter how hard you try. You just kind of have to surrender. A lot of surrendering, actually, probably for a reflector, if you want to find more bliss or more happiness, more peace in your life, is to surrender to this ever-changing nature of humanity and life. As a reflector, and having this discernment and understanding of what's operating and what's going on, we see through the illusion, and we can't escape the illusion. As much as we wish the world was designed for a reflector, it is not. It is not designed for us, and it probably never will be, being 1%. That's just kind of like the fact. So yeah, hopefully you found this video enlightening and informational. If you have any more questions or comments, comment them down below. I can make a part 3 and continue on with this series if you would like. If you want more information about just understanding human design, or you're interested in working with me, you can go to inspiredhumandesign.com, and be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new and upcoming videos regarding human design and some other inspirational stuff. Who the heck knows? I'm kind of just playing around here on this Inspired Human channel, but I'm having fun with it, and I'm so happy and thankful that you guys enjoy it. Some of you enjoy it, most of you enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know. If you don't, you don't. But anyway, that's it. I love you guys. Bye.